love that this week coming up.
We are live, guys. Yeah. Come join us.
Yes. Yeah, Venus goes in Gemini April 3rd to August 7th. And it's like the option, you know, like romantic options.
Yeah. I want options.
Options galore.
I want options. I've just been staring out the window alone. Just like, someone love me. Someone come and love me. Libra validation, Libra validation. But then God's like, yeah, but like the whole point is that you're supposed to find that within and stuff. And like, you know, I'm like, yeah, sure. But like, you know, he's like, no, really, like we should probably go ahead and find that, you know. I'm like, yeah, I am on Wednesdays or whatever. But like the rest of the days.
At least you're doing it once, right?
That's better than 0 times the way I calculate it.
Yep.
Sharing a group. I'm just sharing this video out to everyone watching right now. If you can share it, we'll love you. We will love you
forever and ever and
ever. I will literally marry you one at a time for legal purposes. I will marry and divorce all of you.
I'll be the marrier.
Oh, no.
I'll be the ordinary.
Yes, you get okay. Can you imagine having the Peacedealer officiating your wedding? That'd be the best wedding.
He will be known for the worst or like bad juju if you get married by him because.
Well, there'll be creative marriages. And I would like to also be the best man, even though I'm going to be the groom. I would like to also be the best man, and here's why. Because I want to give the speech. I want to give the drunk.
You want to give the speech to your own wedding? That's amazing.
To myself, be like, Jax is just the great guy. He's doing great. He's trying his best. People they just don't even get it.
I've known him my whole life.
And he's never steered me wrong once.
That'll be epic. And that's each and every single one of you one at a time. We have time for that. We can do that.
Yes. Let's see. Hey guys, welcome. With the Jax's shenanigans for today.
Oh, there's people here already. Yeah, how's it going, everyone? Just ignore everything we were just saying.
Oh my god. Let's see. We have this coming week. Saturn moves into Aquarius tomorrow, right?
Yes. You mean Mars or Saturn?
Sorry, not Saturn, Mars.
Yep. Mars. It's 29 now.
Because we already have it in Aquarius right now. Saturn transits Aquarius right now.
Mars in Aquarius, it's going to be hilarious, as they say.
Mars is going into tomorrow. And then we have Venus going into Gemini on the 3rd, I think. April 3rd.
Gemini.
That's why I was saying options. Right now, if you're booed up, you're gonna keep your boo, and then if you're not booed up, then you're gonna have options when Gemini comes around.
Or maybe you have options even though you have a boo, which would be not okay.
Nope.
Maybe you do. People have options. There's nothing wrong with having options.
Not for you. If someone has options and they're dating me, I'll fucking kill them.
I'll just take that video clip and send it to Zach. Like, hey Zach, you want to go ahead and just not to do anything. I think she was serious. She didn't blink or go ha 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 until way after. And I think she.
Luckily, his Venus is in Virgo.
So yeah, he's there.
Mine is in Capricorn. So.
Oh my God, two of you! You have such a responsible love.
We're soulmates. We have that.
let's pay the bills.
Yeah, we have a very earth energy type of relationship.
No, that's the best actually. That's the best first.
Very stable. Like, we know what we want, you know what I mean?
There's a whole House of Cards kind of vibe to you guys. Except, well, not all the bad. Most of that was bad.
But stuff. I'm the president.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that guy was a dick. Like,
I'd be your vice president. We talked about this about me being the president. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd make a good president. A Sagittarius would probably be better to have as president because at least they would like strongly lean in a direction, and a Libra would be like, I'm open to everyone's arguments. And it'd be like, okay, but like we have to make a choice here.
You know, Putin is a Libra.
Yep. And he's staying in office forever, apparently.
Yeah. I guess I was wrong then, because he's doing great, right? Is he doing great? It's been a minute since I checked in on his...
I don't think he's doing great.
He's doing good at what he does.
He's good at keeping
He's good
power.
at what he does.
He's good at keeping power to him, you know?
I'm not saying he's doing good for the world. I'm just saying he's accomplishing his goals.
Yeah, his goals, right? I don't know. I like him because of how he was when Obama was in charge, and he was like, he didn't fuck around. Like, he didn't let a Leo, you know, take over the show. Like, and I was kind of shocked because he's a Libra, you know, and then Obama was a Leo. So, you know, of course, everybody's like, oh, Obama. And when Putin would come in and like talk to him, like in news conferences, he didn't let him take over. He didn't let him take the show. Putin would be like, he had like little smirk on his face and like a smart ass remark.
Yeah, the Libra smirk, yeah.
Yeah, he always had a smart ass remark, and I'm just like, dude, he could definitely roll with it, you know. He wasn't intimidated. That was good. That's the only thing that I like about his characters. Like, he always has like something smart ass to say, and it's funny.
Putin?
Even though you don't understand, you know, Russian, but when you translate it, I'm just like, what? He said that?
Wow. Doesn't he have a Gemini moon or Aquarius moon?
I think he does. And I think that's where it's coming from, too. Just a smart aleck, you know? Like, fearless. Like, completely fearless. And that's what, I mean, publicly, I guess. But still, it's just kind of like, geez. And I think, you know, I don't know if you guys caught that little clip. I caught it, and I thought it was funny. Is when, you know, the coronavirus task force or whatever, and this lady was saying how she had a fever, and then Trump was right next to her, and he was just like,
oh, I think I saw that, yeah.
And then she said, I had a fever, blah, 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 blah. He's just like, whoa.
He's like, whoa, goodbye. That was gangster.
Like, he was like trying to walk off. And I was like, that's the Sagittarius moon right there.
Yeah, he was not playing that shit.
Yeah, he was like, fuck.
How's it going, Maxine? We got Maxine in the house. We got Leah in the house. We got Ruby. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys feeling with this quarantine party that we're having? You guys notice that everyone's hanging out more? And what I mean by that is it feels like all the phone calls are longer, that all the texting has increased, that all of like the hanging out, like, you know, on like Zoom or Facebook Live or whatever, everything feels like it's getting so much longer because we're compensating for all the in-person time we don't have, but it feels like it's way more than normal. There are people who already lived in different states from each other that it feels like they're talking a lot more than they normally do, even though there shouldn't be any difference between them. But I've noticed that. I've noticed that's one of the positives that has come out of this.
One of the negatives that's come out of this, the podcast community is suffering because not a lot of people are listening to podcasts.
Really?
Them because
you would think more people would do it.
They use podcasts for commutes, you know, like they would download them and
they're
listen
not
to
commuting
them
anywhere.
home or trying to drive to work, things like
Which
that.
means we need to make a podcast to listen to at home. It'd be a homecast.
Yeah, people like rather watch TV and the news instead of listening to podcasts. So
yeah, we could just give like intimate instructions for all the things you could do in your home. Be like, and then grab the tea kettle and we're gonna make some tea today. And what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to grab that tea bag that's over on the second shelf and, you know, just start really describing just things you could do at home, and then maybe that would retain some viewership.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think people just need to get like ideas of what to do with their time if they don't know like they're not used to not working, you know, things like that. For example, my mom told me that she's still working, by the way, and she's in a dental laboratory, and I'm just like, is that medical emergency? No, you know, like half of the dentists don't even work. They're like off. They close their offices. Why would, you know, that's ridiculous. And she was saying that, and she said that they laid off a lot of people that were non-essential to the company. And I was just like, so instead of shutting down the company just for whatever weeks that they were told to stay fucking home in California, by the way, because that shit's spreading rapidly out there because nobody stays home. And instead of doing that, they laid off people instead of just telling them, okay, you know what, we're just gonna have you guys stay home.
What?
No, these people got fired instead.
That's messed up.
Yeah, so I was like, that's ridiculous. So she was like explaining how there's just a lot of people still out and about, a lot of companies still open, then they're not necessarily supposed to be open. And so I'm just like, well, you know, not a lot of people have good, I would say, hygiene techniques either.
Yeah.
So that's
I have been spitting on a lot of door handles. I think that's part of the blame.
Oh my God.
You probably are, or you're probably scratching your ass crack while you like fill up at the gas station.
What? I'm a Libra. That's like that is like our nightmare. That
I'm proud to do that. I mean,
Gemini has it on board. They're willing to do it specifically because they know it upsets Libra.
Your nose.
Even doing that, I'm just like,
experience.
Stop doing that. And it's weird because I'm not a control freak. It's just like, yeah.
Hilarious.
But yeah, so there's a lot of people who are being laid off all over California, and that sucks.
Yeah.
They should have just told them, stay home, you know, you're still gonna have your job later on, you know, things like that. It's just like, it's so amazing that these billion-dollar companies are doing this, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, how about this? But on the plus side, I gave her a good idea to tell those people to start, you know, uploading on YouTube. Start their own channel, you know, something that they can teach.
It's definitely time, yeah.
Yeah, they could teach people to do stuff, you know, how to cook this, how to do this, or whatever.
Yeah, I actually put all my stuff on half off sale until the coronavirus dies down and stops affecting business owners. Because like I do, like almost everyone I work with is they own a spiritual business, or they, you know, they own a company, or they practice spirituality on the side. And so I'm basically doing that and including like a free 20-minute segment at the end to look at business transits, because everyone's kind of afraid if their business is going to shut down or not right now, or if it's going to be impacted for just a few months or like several months. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I definitely think that real, like on the intuitive feelings I've had, we have 2 months where we're deeply directly affected, and then it's going to be like 6 months after of a lot of indirect effects and things starting up. But I'm curious about what effect it's going to have on just the overall economy, in the sense that we're going to have people who were able to outlast it, who already had enough, you know, basically in the bank that could weather this storm, and we've got a bunch of small business owners who don't. So like what's going to happen with that? Like, I hope this isn't a way of clearing out a bunch of small businesses so that some monopolies can take form.
Oops,
I'm not even coming from the conspiratorial point of view.
It's not only small businesses, you know, it's like, think about retail stores that are shutting down or have been periodically shutting down all over the country. They're continuously shutting down now, even more. The only one that's really successful is the online retail stores like Amazon or Alibaba.
Fashion Nova.
And Fashion Nova, and all of those are succeeding right now. And the ones that are having the hit are like the local retail stores. Even the big chains are getting hit, you know, because no one's gonna go in there and buy, you know, like what do they need to buy right now unless they have toilet paper, obviously.
It's also amazing to like consider all the CEOs that are kind of quitting or ending. It really just looks like 29 degree Saturn, 0 degree Aquarius. It's like it's the end of that way of working. And I think we're stepping into a new Aquarian online empire where people kind of conduct everything schooling online. This could be a new trend. Like,
yeah, I do know a lot of people that quickly took those storefronts and created an online storefront. There had never been really an incentive by their point of view, like to do it in the past. They were like, no, my store makes good money, whatever. Like, I don't need to have like a website. And it's like, well, now you do.
Now you do.
I know a few people who opened crystal shops who like had to quickly create a website right afterwards because literally all of that stuff, it doesn't move.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah. All right.
I just double checked my spelling. No, it was not hard on. It was hard out.
Hard out. Okay.
I'll spoil to the audience what was going on in the chat. I just said, hey guys, forgot to tell you, I got a hard out at 4:45. And Michael said, oh, you're going to get an erection at 4:45? Well, I don't have planned erections that I'm more of a sort of like chaotic kind of erection sort of guy. But I love your imagination, Michael, and that's one of the things that I appreciate most about you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Wait. This is
oh my God, Sherry. So I'm doing free Zoom yoga with kids in Tristan's second grade class. That is so cool. That is so awesome. That's so
all right, so we do have a couple, I think a few readings. If you guys are interested, just go to, let me just put
Jax Atlantis doc? Oh, wait, no. The link we're going to post down, it has a specific link. I just redesigned my website, so it looks a lot different on the jaxatlantis.com, but she'll post the actual link.
Yeah, I grabbed the actual link from your website.
What do you think, Michael? Do you like my new website layout?
I need to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. jaxatlantis.com. I'm
I
getting
like
a rainbow. I like rainbows. I don't know why. They're cool.
Rainbows used to be my favorite color until I found out it was like
Gemini.
Oh, I love it. Oh, nice.
Makes sense. My favorite color used to be.
You found out what?
What'd you find out, Mike?
Rainbows, Mike.
I found out that Jax's site looks amazing. I love it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Good job.
What's your opinion, Nari? What's your opinion, Sagittarius?
I like it.
Like it. Really, like
clean.
Oh, thanks. I thought you were about to insult it. Okay. I was like, here she goes. You're winding up. I don't know. I assume that. All right, you're always so nice to me. I don't know. I assume.
I always compliment you. What are you talking about?
I know, you do. And just so you know, your compliments are the strongest compliments I've ever had.
Yes. You know why? Because
they have the most density and impact. Oh, that's true.
I wouldn't like blow, smoke up your ass.
Which I appreciate that you've never tried to do that. I very much appreciate that. That's one of the things to tell my therapist.
You know that I tell you how I feel.
I was like, therapist, I'm so glad that my friend Ari never tries to blow smoke up my ass. Because that's illegal and dangerous.
Like, how does that even happen?
Well, it's not easy, but here's how the process works.
Or comfortable.
With a fake pen.
Oh, God. I hope not.
Too much imagery.
Hey, look, it's Tina. Oh, that's why I feel this way. Tina's here.
Oh, she appears. See, even before she got here, like all of our jokes started going straight into Gutterville.
Straight into the gutter. When Tina's energy was like,
I sensed something coming.
Love you, Tina.
You're the best Aries, Tina.
Oh my God. Okay, so we have. Did you check PayPal? I think we have a few.
Check your PayPal. Here we go.
Awesome.
So first we have Maxine, who would like a channeled message.
Awesome. You guys want to do Terrascopes real quick, and then we do Maxine?
Oh yeah, that's right. What am I
Totally
thinking?
forgot.
Oh, by the way, guess what I got shipped yesterday?
What?
My tarot deck from Missouri that I left there in September. My Crow's Magic one that I haven't had.
Oh, the one that you always use?
It was like a sacred cyclical
Yeah.
moment where it like returned to me after I learned a lesson that I'd started to learn back in September. It was beautiful. It was like art from the universe. Like I learned it, and then my roommate's like, "Hey, you got mail." And I was like, "What? Mail? What mail did I get?" You know, I was like, "I'm not expecting mail today." And so it was my tarot cards. And so I'm gonna go grab them.
Awesome. Go get it. Go get it. Miss you too, Tina. All right. Who wants to do what?
I would like to take the water and the fire.
Okay.
You guys get air and earth.
What do you want to do? Like
Earth.
air or earth? Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah, he definitely wants earth.
I'll do the flight.
I know, Tina, all of our lives have sucked recently since you weren't on them. Like you weren't in the comment section, and so all of our lives have just been plummeting and we're just depressed. And now the fire is back, you know, now we got the Aries.
Fire!
Oh, nice. I know Tina's been busy all this time, not watching anybody's lives. Shut up, Jax. She said.
What? Me? Me? I don't. Why would you tell me to shut up? I was just complimenting you. So I guess I'll go just not say anything without free speech, but okay. If you hate freedom in America, then I guess you can say that. Let's see. Water signs. We're going to start off with water signs.
God damn it.
Speaking of, so apparently I need to learn this lesson too. Temperance. So, so Cancer. Sounds a little weird coming from me after everything I've said on this live so far. But you need to chill out for a second and really think things through. Find emotional mastery. And, you know, in the particular sense of if you're feeling a lot of emotion come up, let that emotion flow out. And then before acting on it, take some time to really think about it and find your way into the center where I need to find my way as well, apparently. And with this energy, it's also about fusing the things that you kind of dream about a lot, but you always think are like this impossible thing or that they're separate from you, this desire to be at this particular place. Now's the time to start visualizing and manifesting specifically exactly the kind of life you want and to stop treating that as optional. It's not optional. It has to happen. That's where your happiness will be. Scorpio. Scorpio, you've got 2 of Wands. So this is going to be great. Basically, you have to choose between a really awesome adventure that you design or a more boring adventure that at the very least will be safe. So there's not really a wrong choice here. However, with your passion, with that inner Mars and really harnessing that energy, you're going to be able to find such incredible bliss. And you'll be able to permanently change the path that you're on. In fact, if you believe in palm reading, most likely the destiny lines in your hand are going to shift and change once you make this choice. That's how big it is. That's how big this week feels like. This is definitely a new beginnings, but it's important new beginnings. It's not random new projects you could start at any time. And then for Pisces, Pisces has got Knight of Swords. Pisces, we need you to be who you are. We need you to just be you right now, to give all of your love, to be all of your crazy in a good way. But to not, you don't need to rush to be anyone's savior. You don't need to rush out and fix things. You provide through your love naturally so many different types of healing to other people. You don't need to be the vanguard in this like front movement where you're like, okay, like I'm gonna start slashing through and you know, getting rid of these problems on behalf of everyone, and it's my responsibility. You don't need to do that. You don't need to step into that. And ironically, you'll be far more effective by trying to do less. Then we got the fire signs. Aries, 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 Aries. You've got the Tower. So it's time, and to me, this is self-tower. So this is like, so external circumstances aren't going to destroy what you're currently considering as your foundation. You are in charge of destroying your own tower of your preconceived notions, destroying them so that you can rebuild something better. So instead of this long spiraling tower, make a pyramid so that it's solid. It can handle an earthquake, you know, make a pyramid that is positioned in a better plot of land so that the, you know, tsunamis can't get to it. Plan ahead and create a much better tower. For the Leos, you have death. It's time to let yourself experience this ego death. Let yourself experience this death of the things that you're just reacting to so quickly right now. And you've got to take time to allow yourself to fade into the death so that you can be reborn. It's not a death that then leads to catastrophe. It's just not. There's not catastrophe coming. What's coming instead is transformation if you allow it in your heart. And then, of course, Sagittarius, Ari, we got Queen of Coins, freaking, this is definitely the time
Make
to...
it rain!
Yeah, to invest in yourself short-term and long-term, because the Queen of Coins is not someone who just inherited a bunch of money and she's a rich queen. She's the Queen of Coins because she like penny pinched every freaking day when it would have been so much easier to avoid spending money or to spend money on something just to instantly gratify herself. She, by the end of it all, is that mother or grandma who basically has like everything set for herself financially. She's got her investments, she's got all these different things, and everyone in the family knows that she's basically a type of stability matriarch who can show the value of hard work, the value of consistency throughout a lifetime, and the value of turning the home into more value, turning just what's inside the home into more. So it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Sagittarius would really benefit from indulging in the earth energies as much as possible.
I'm doing the earth.
So yeah, that's me.
I'll do the air reading. All right.
Aww.
Mike, you want to do it next, or should I go?
I can do it.
Okay.
Michael, I love those shorts.
Oh,
They're
wear
working.
shorts.
They're working, Michael. Ladies, do you love Michael's shorts?
Nice.
Yep. Oh,
nice.
There he goes. Dance move. Okay. There he goes.
Yeah. Can't be too irresistible because they come up to my door now. Again.
Did that happen again? Oh, man.
So how do you know what I think they track you down because there's probably a locator thing, like do you when you log on?
Oh yeah, probably on your Snapchat and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why you need to turn that off.
You know how you can like also like look up where someone lives and like find their address if you like snoop enough.
Yeah, if you buy because there's some people or you could actually buy
it. Yeah.
Buy the location. Yeah.
What I do is I don't try and hide it at all. I tell everyone my address. So it's like a challenge. And they're like, whoa, he's telling us his address. We're not going to try it. I'm not going to. Yeah,
I posted a video on accident. That's how I got fat. I posted a video and I showed my door number on accident.
Oh, no.
So she kind of added 2 and 2 together.
Mm.
All right, Earth. We have the full card as an underlying theme. Forget everything you think you know, you stubborn ass motherfuckers, and have fun on this great adventure and enjoy, okay? You need to keep an open mind towards that which may not be in your comfort zone. I really feel like this is going to be more fun than a lot of you have had, because you've just had to like hold it down for the rest of us. And now it's like you finally have this chance to escape, but not in like a Piscean toxic way. Not to say that Pisces is toxic, but in a more like amazing, happy way that puts a sense of wonder and adventure. So I'm also going to say Uranus is going to shock the crap out of you by like forcing you to accept certain realizations that set you free. I can vividly sense like certain realizations you believe in, Earth, that you chose not to believe in because there's like a burden of having to believe if it's true, and now you're going to believe it, but instead of the burden you expected, it actually sets you free. So Taurus, we have the 9 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the Chariot. So you're breaking through anxiety. You're breaking through heartbreak and sacrifice. You've gone through a lot, Taurus, and you're ready to fully leave that behind and step into your greatest victory, as evidenced here by the Six of Wands. And it's almost as if your pain and anxiety is what you're going to use to share your story, because it was necessary. Like, you had to chronicle that, and it's all a part of the journey for you. Virgo, we have the Stand Your Ground card, or as I like to say, tell people to get off your dick. This is very important because there'll be a lot of people on it. And, you know, maybe you're not like Jax, who can time when he gets it right. Sometimes you're just gonna have to you're just gonna have to deal with it.
You know, I do classes on that, so.
Right.
I do classes on erection timing.
Yep. It's exclusive. He's offering them this week.
Yep, it's a secret sale. Go ahead.
Virgo, it looks like you might have to defend the world, or like be against the world, which makes sense because your sun is opposite Neptune. And I kind of see this in a sense where the universe is just sending dumb people to you so that they can learn some kind of smarts, but it's not fair to you, Virgo, because you have to deal with like the dumbest people. But other than that, we do have, interesting, the Five of Cups. In fact, I'm going to include the High Priestess here. The Five of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Justice card. The High Priestess would have come like a bit after Justice, just to kind of give it balance, masculine, feminine, even though the Justice card is a actual goddess of justice. I used to think the Justice card was a man, but it's actually a woman. But yeah, so the Ace of Pentacles, it borrows from Taurus. It's like you also have had to deal with disappointments living with other human beings. And we also see that with the Ace of Pentacles and Justice, it's like karma is returning the favor. Okay, this week you're stepping into a new income stream that you legitimize, but I see this as a gift to you, Virgo. I see this as like, whatever, you know, you've been standing your ground for so long. I think now you finally manifest the purpose of why you were fighting to stand up for what you believe, and it quickly brings you back in balance. Okay, so whatever you were worried about or disappointed of, it's about to turn around in your favor. And finally, Capricorn. By the way, Earth, I'm just picking up all this salty ass energy around you. And I mean, in the sense where you're just dealing with saltiness from other people, like just people with indirect shit to say, but they don't want to say it to your face because they don't want to deal with you. And Earth, don't even take it personally, yo, because these people would be lucky for you to even be in their presence. So you don't have to tolerate any disrespect. Capricorn, you're walking away from the bullshit. We have the Eight of Cups. It's almost as if like everyone's going through this quarantine and you're like, well, I'm going to go on this super secret soul adventure now that no one really needs too much. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the Capricorn. We have the Sun. So all the other two signs got negative cards. You're just going to some happy party. Right. This week is a dub. I mean, actually, Taurus got a positive card. They just left negativity. Virgo got some positivity. You just got all the positive. Like, Jesus Christ. It almost looks as if you're like, all right, I'm going to head out. And then you just go to this, like, banging secret party. So that's what I got for Earth. Congratulations.
Before Ari goes, I actually wanted to say, it's funny that you picked that up about Earth, because in all of my daily videos on High Vibe, the last like 4 or 5 days, I'm like, yeah, so it looks like Earth signs again. You're kind of like looking out for the rest of the elements here. And then like the next day I was like, okay, yeah, Earth sign, you're kind of once again on this pinnacle position where you have to like look over and sort of show people. I was like, who elected Earth signs to suddenly be like team leader of the world?
Right.
They
Like,
did.
They elected themselves.
Yeah, right? I
mean, something. Right.
Remember, they always have that I know more than you type of personality.
They're like, it appears that the fire will be dampened by this quarantine, so it's our time to shine this Aries season. Like that.
Well, that was funny when you were talking
Just like
about
that.
Virgo attracting dumb people to come to them
Yeah.
for some help or whatever.
I've seen that. I've seen that several times recently.
That.
Yeah.
With
That's what
Virgo.
made me, yeah. Oh yeah. I think it was a curse. I think maybe
Yeah.
like a blessing curse or something like that.
But they're so
Christy agrees. Virgo here. I agree.
Yeah, it's because they're so patient. Like you can't really, they have a poker face. You can't really tell what they're thinking. They're just like, like let you finish, you know, and then they're just like, okay, you know, like really, really like good poker face, but in their mind they're like, this bitch is fucking crazy, or this motherfucker needs help, you know?
Yeah. Virgos always beat me at chess. Is one thing I noticed, because they're always trying to win instead of have fun. I play chess to have fun.
That's hilarious.
Lame.
And Virgo's always like, you know, just like thinking like 17 moves ahead, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna do this now.
Oh my god.
Little fun anecdote about life.
Yeah. That's why they're always like, if you notice what Virgos are attracted to, they're always in like medical field or like psychology field. That's what they're always like. They're trying to fix people. Y'all are fucked up. We need to fix you guys.
Thanks, Virgo.
Thanks for fixing us. Guys.
Yeah, thanks for fixing us. We're just crazy.
All right, so here we go. So the underlying energy for the week for the air signs is the 8 of Cups. So this is more about like transformation for like kind of like what I'm gathering for air signs is it's finally seeing your worth when it comes to relationships with other people, as well as when it comes to your public persona. Like it feels like they've been like hiding a lot of their shine, you know. It feels like they've been reserving a lot of it because they're afraid of being ridiculed or judged. They're also afraid of like their own power, you know, and their own ability to conquer the world. It feels like they've been retracting or kind of like hiding a lot of what they really are here to do. So this 8 of Cups is about leaving that behind, leaving that thing that restricts you, leaving that limiting belief about yourself behind. Knowing that you deserve better when it comes to relationships, especially with other people, especially knowing who the hell is using you. Also, who the hell is actually going to be there for the long run, you know, and knowing that even though you're afraid to admit your feelings sometimes, like you really know what they are when it comes to certain people in your life, especially when letting them go because they don't really bring anything to the table for you. Only drama. So it feels like there's just going to be a drastic change in personality, in the way that they finally open themselves up to showing the world, like, this is really what I think, this is really who I am, and I'm no longer going to hide it, you know. So it's like a stepping forth into the rightful throne. That's what I keep hearing. It's like their rightful throne. So that you guys can lead, you know. So the earth signs are going to probably be overthrown because of you guys stepping up, you know. That's just kidding.
Okay,
but we're just, it's a waiting period for you guys. You guys have all these great ideas, but it's time to implement them. Okay, so that's what I feel that 8 of Cups is like leading you towards that, towards letting go of your limitations. Okay, the next one is for Aquarius. So you got the 4 of Wands. So that's what happens when you do it. When you start to get, it's like a community effort for you. For you to succeed in something, you need other people. You need to work with other people. There seems to be this wanting for you as an Aquarius to join forces with other people. It's just you hesitate because you're afraid of, you know, again, showing your like pure potential, you know, your leadership potential and things like that. You're afraid of like trusting other people to, or kind of like giving them your secrets type of thing. I keep hearing like it's like a fear of being judged because they've never revealed their true intentions or what they really think or things like that, just a little bit at a time. And so they don't know if people are going to understand them. And that's what it is. And it's like, as soon as you let go of the Eight of Cups, that energy, then you'll have all the people who are meant to be in your life remain, and the new people are going to show up to help you accomplish that goal. Okay. And you're going to celebrate it. You're going to celebrate it full force. All right, Aquarius. The next one is for Libra. You got the Ace of Pentacles. So again, Libra, when you stop making excuses for other people's behavior towards you, stop making excuses for them. Let them go. Let them go. They're just bringing the drama. They're not here to see you succeed. They're here to weigh you down. Okay. Another thing is, like, you need to express yourself, your true self, not be afraid of expression or self-expression, even if it doesn't coincide with society's standards, even if it doesn't feel normal, right? So that's what the Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, is that new beginning, because it's new money coming in when you start doing that. It's like, wow, this is a new source of income coming in. This is a new idea that I had for a very long time. I just was so afraid of implementing because I was afraid of being ridiculed or judged or ostracized, you know? And so that's what Libras, you're definitely breaking through that wall or that barrier that you created for yourselves. Okay. So the next one is Gemini. Gemini is the star. Gemini is the star, literally. Like, they are definitely gonna hone in on this. You know, like their Eight of Cups is more about the way that they present themselves to the world, in that they do hide a lot of their light, because again, they do tend to attract drama. Yes. But that doesn't make it an excuse for you not to continue on your mission, okay? That doesn't mean that you should be deterred. That doesn't mean that you should not ask for what you really desire. And so you being the star, you having this energy, you can make everything come to fruition, everything that you've ever wanted. You're just limiting yourself right now, okay? It's not necessarily people. It's a Gemini that's limiting you, okay? It's your own self.
I can't blame other people.
Can't blame other people. Because remember, if we continue on the cycle of blame, and we continue on the cycle of like, oh my God, people are gonna hate me if I post this, then they're gonna hate you. You know what I mean? Just say, fuck it, I'm just gonna post it. You know, if they don't like it, they don't like it. It's okay. It's all right. We don't all have to agree, you know? And just continue being the star of your own show, all right? So that's what I have for the air signs.
Well done.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely needed to clap. So in our reading list today, we've got Maxine, Leah, Tina, and then Mahala. And all of these are channeled. So if you guys can let us know if you have a specific question or if you just like a general, then we'll go ahead and get started and we'll jump in.
I think I saw Maxine earlier. Yeah, I got hung up on the Pisces moon energy. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because I usually don't care. You know, like what people say. If I post something, I don't give a fuck. And then the Pisces moon crept in like, we should care. We should care. You know, and I'm just like, fuck you, Pisces moon. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Overly sensitive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I had to sit with that for a while, and I'm like, okay, we'll care. All right, we'll care.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maxine and Tina and Leah, all general. So let's go ahead and we can start with Maxine. Who wants to go first?
It's a channeled message, or?
Yes, all channeled messages.
Okay. Maxine. I'll go first. Let me just connect to Maxine's higher self. Oh, Okay, so the first thing I got for you, Maxine, is like the word individualism and then branching out. And there seems to be definitely like ideas that you have. And I think you're working right now. I'm not sure if you're working full time or kind of like partially working. I don't know what you're, it feels like there's changes that you want to begin to create in your environment, like your work environment. It feels like there's some good ideas that you have because you kind of like analyze what's going on and they're like, you're just like, this is stupid. Why am I wasting my time with this? Why can't we do this instead? All right. And so when you come up with like these great ideas on how to maneuver things, how to make things more efficient, you start to change things in your work environment. People start to listen. The same thing applies at home, when you become more efficient with what you do on the daily. Then things get done quicker. Then you have more time for yourself. You have more time for your family, you know, things like that. It feels like there's definitely a sense of you wanting to bring to the world a different perspective. The way that you see the world is different from, say, me or Jax or anybody else, and that needs to be heard. Okay, because you have like these ideas that will help a lot of people branch out as well, bring people together, kind of community effort as well. I don't know if you have Gemini in your chart or something, but I feel Gemini energy for you with this, okay? With this wanting to assist the community to make it a little bit better, more efficient, more like healthy, especially for children. I keep hearing like you involving your children, involving other people's children, things like that. Maybe having or exploring things online that your kids can do, with communicating with other kids, learning, things like that. Just more expansion in that tech area too. And so I keep hearing that there is definitely something that you're here to do when it comes to transforming the way that things are taught, and the way that children are raised, and the way that even medical stuff too. Like I keep hearing medical as well, like the way that we treat our own bodies and the way that we heal them. Okay, so I don't know if you have a blog, I don't know if you've ever gone online and shared information, but I feel like this is something that needs to be done, especially if you have more time right now. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Maxine.
Yeah,
she's a Gemini. Like, oh shit.
It's pretty perfect, actually. Yeah, for me, Maxine, I had seen this like wall of ice, and it felt like it was like Antarctica, and I was kind of confused about what the wall of ice is supposed to represent. And then it was like there was this giant piece that broke off, and then there's part of you that's like taking the point of view of the ice, and you're like, oh no, I broke off from the rest of the ice. I'm gonna lose all the other ice. It's like, no, you're gonna gain your freedom. Like you are being separated from this great wall of ice, which I'm assuming is some type of stability in your life. But through that separation, you're then, you know, flowing off and sort of like slowly moving off into a totally different direction. And it feels like the end place for that broken glacier was like eventually on like this desert island, this island where nothing was growing. But it feels like because there's been like this rise in water level, because there's been like so much more moisture everywhere, it's like it brings life to the island. So to me, it's almost representative of, if you think you're losing something because of a separation that's happening, understand you're actually gaining your true adventure. You're genuinely taking it and you're bringing life to something desolate because of it. So don't be worried about loss. Don't be worried about losing the rest of the ice.
Nice. You're welcome, Maxine.
This wasn't a card, it's channeled, right?
Channeled all day.
All right, for sure.
Channel 247.
Ha ha ha. 25/8. That's actually fascinating. I feel like I know all three of us are definitely connected because we be like saying each other's readings sometimes, or what we picked up. So I definitely pick up the whole 24/7 aspect. And I'm picking up that you're making the segue from like it's tied to your focus. So let's say you have really amazing focus ability and you're learning how to like extend that 24/7 to where which is funny because you've already mastered this in a certain sense, but now it's just like applying your focus. Yeah, I'm picking up it's directly geared towards the development of your intuitive abilities. So it's like instead of using your abilities as something you just do, you're learning to like stay in that state all day, and every single thing you do in your routine you're using your abilities for, which I want to make sense a bit more. But it's as simple as just like, let's say you have this breathing technique that you use to help you calm down and relax. You're being guided to like carry forth this breathing technique into every single part of your lifestyle and routine. And that's just going to continue to augment your current abilities even more so. And I'm complete.
Nice.
That's beautiful. So yeah, Maxine, you got some cool stuff coming your way.
Definitely transformative energy coming in. It feels like you're definitely gonna see a lot of changes coming soon.
And now we've got Leah. So Leah, let's take a look at what's going on with you. To me, there's like this feeling, it's like you're standing at the center of this endless sphere. Like you're standing on top, it's kind of like a planet. Like you're standing on top of your own planet. And there's like a red path that moves in one direction and a purple path in another direction. And so in your mind, what it means is like you have different choices you can make right now, different paths that you can go on. But the thing is, as you were walking down like the red path, it starts to loop over and connect to the purple path. And they're actually one path. They look like they're two separate ones when you're standing in the middle of them. But when you get around to either one, you'll realize they both connect. So now's the time to question if you really have left or right choices to make right now, if you really have choices of one or the other, and if it's possible some of the choices that you're about to make will actually connect regardless of which angle you move from. So this is a time to be really open-minded about the choices you're making, specifically on your spiritual journey, because it feels like it connects to friendships as well, but your spirit journey, and what it is you explore next. Because the planet, besides these paths, was completely blank. No water, no mountains, no assistance, no, negative energy, no nothing. There was just, it was a blank slate ready for you to start exploring this and creating what path you're going to take. Or even if you veer off of any of the pre-created paths and move in your own path, one that goes in between the other paths that are there. So it's very much about open-mindedness, very much about challenging your own beliefs about what has to be in your life. Yeah.
This is also channeled?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, Ari, you're gonna go after me. So all right. Definitely I'm seeing like not ocean, but like a pond, like an oasis that you allow people in to come gain healing. So I'm going to take that to mean like your aura, your auric field. When people step into your auric field, healing is stimulated, and it's healing, but that might trigger drama, because if someone is attached to what you're healing in their energy, they might project onto you why they feel weird. So that whole concept of this like healing aura, you might have had to draw back because maybe the well was poisoned. Maybe you've had too much toxic individuals in your field, and so you just needed to kind of like take some time out to recoup. But now this quality of healing that your aura extends, it's not ever going to really be poisoned. And I say that in case maybe you're not as open as you used to before because maybe of some type of betrayal or negativity. But now it's like you're pushed to actually approach the toxic without fear because you'll be able to transmute and heal accordingly. And it's funny because I say healing, and that might make you feel like it's some type of serene vibes because it's like an oasis, but it's actually, a lot of the healing is done through more some like arguments, drama. It's like you stimulate negative energy so that once it's stimulated, it can release. And then it's like after people let that out, they're like, I don't even know I was so mad, but thank you for letting me let that out. That's what I got.
Awesome.
Nice. All right, Leah, let me see what I get. All right, so what I'm perceiving is like a color in your field, kind of like a reddish tint to a purple. Okay, kind of like it. If you see a color wheel, it goes like from, I would say it's skipping blue, but it goes into red and then it fades into like a deep purple. What I'm getting with this is two colors, okay, this is exactly what they mean. Okay, so there's two points in the Kabbalistic tree of life. There is Geburah, and then there is, I think it's, what's the other one? Let me check. Geburah and Chesed, that's what I want. Okay, so Geburah and Chesed represent a balancing and energy, okay? Geburah being a very cutting energy, very transformative energy, but through fire, okay? Intense transformation. Chesed being kindness, compassion, so transformation through that kindness and compassion. And there seems to be like both of these energies that combine together to make you who you are. So Mike was absolutely hitting in on that. You do tend to assist people in their transformation or healing in that sense where you wake their passions, their erratic energy, which is the Geburah, and then you transform and transmute through your compassion as well, through listening, through advice, through having your heart open to assist, okay? So it feels like there's a combined energy that's balanced, and two angelic beings are here. So it is an archangels, Kamael, and then that's for Geburah. Kamael represents the what is it called? The intensity of God's fire. Okay, so he's God's fire. He is the transformation, the erratic energy that needs to be implemented for transformation to begin. And then there is not Azrael, Zadkiel, who is the one that comes in to transmute energy in a compassionate way. And so it feels like these two energies are combined within your field to assist you in the healing work that you're doing. That's why when Mike was saying the intensity that you feel with the people that you interact with, it's because you are assisting them in transmuting things, and you are one of those that has to be, their interactions have to be this intense in order for people to wake up and see what's really happening internally. So they mirror a lot, they deflect a lot, and onto you, they might even try to instigate an argument with you, because again, you are more reserved in the way that you approach people, and then they try to instigate that argument because they have healing to do within themselves, because they don't really work on themselves. You do, and therefore you are that mirror, okay, to them, where like, this could be you if you worked on your shit. You know. So it's definitely very intense energy, but it's worth it because you do help a lot of people. Okay, you do help a lot of people, even with the arguments, even with the them throwing shade, even with all of that, you end up helping them. Okay, so that's what I have for you.
And now we've got Tina.
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 Channeled one card.
All of them channeled today.
Okay. Nice.
This is kind of weird, Tina. I don't know what the heck this is in reference to, but I'll just do my best to describe it. So my vision wasn't a series of actions or necessarily a specific tone or feeling. It was like a very specific scene. It was just a scene that was happening. It was like your hands, and they were opening up this book, and I can't tell if it was a journal or if it's just a written book somewhere. But I'm looking around, and there was just all these books everywhere. So I'm assuming coffee shop or library. It would have to be one of the two because you had like tea or coffee in front of you. So to me, it's like if there's any part of you that's been, because like it was like a secondhand bookstore or a cafe that also has a book section. If there's any place that you can think of that matches this description, I would go there because there was like this really important like aha moment that it feels like an unlock or a realization, some sort of magic connection that you have from getting into this. But it feels like it's specifically something that you've thought about in the past couple months, whether it's the place or the action, but you've thought about doing this and getting into it, but then you've like put it off or you haven't, made time for it. Whatever this is super important. And it's not about like, enacting a responsibility. It's super important because this apparently will unlock something in you. So it just feels really important. And I want to hear if you know what that is, if there's a specific bookstore or something.
He's probably going to say sometime.
It looks like a specific place. Like this is it wasn't like a metaphor of a bookstore. It was like a literal place by where you live. Yay, I just got dizzy. Oh my God. Here we go.
You gonna go next, Mike?
Sure. I'm picking up like, so whatever you're doing to make money now, you're definitely stepping into more income, but I'm picking up more so like you want to be, there's going to be an, if there's going to be an opportunity to make even more money, that's going to approach you. So you don't have to find it, but it's going to require you do something that is out your comfort zone or just not like your type of thing. And let me kind of explain that more. On the outset, you're going to believe that it's not even something you can do. It's not your job title or description. I think you've already been approached by this and you said no for that reason. It's like a job offer or an extra income stream. And it shouldn't take past. So if this week, if Friday comes by and this opportunity doesn't come, it's officially too long. So I get the sense that it's already either been offered to you, you've been like deliberating it, or it's like coming up like this week. And it's an opportunity to make a lot of extra income, but you don't feel like it's something you have experience in. You're like, oh, that's not even my field. And it's one of those jobs where like the job title is intimidating, but once you actually work the job, you realize it's nothing at all like you think it is. And you're actually really good at it. The current skills that you currently have are perfect for this job. But it's like if someone asked you to be an electrician technician or like something that just seems like it's just opposite of what I do, you actually want to entertain it because it's gonna be like it's gonna bring so much extra money, and you're actually really good at it. But it won't seem that way because it'll look like it's not your job title. That's what I got.
But she says she knows exactly what you're talking about.
Woo!
Nice. All right, Tina.
I just saw you like surrounded in a vortex of money. I apologize.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Tina, I'm gonna go ahead and touch your energy. Just, remain calm.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Tina? What's going on? What happened?
Oh, she's saying that to Mike.
Oh. Well, let me know if you figure out the whole bookstore thing, because I want to know.
I was like, I
Let me
she's
know
gonna
when you
say it
figure
from
that
China.
out, because I'm curious.
All right, let me go ahead and touch you, Tina. Let me see. Okay, so definitely there is a correlation between what Jax and Mike said, and that your higher self is saying that you need to stop putting limitations on what it is that you're here to do, especially when it comes to money. Exploring all the options is really important at this time, especially if you're being brought. This is like kind of like he's presenting, like, whoever this is a male energy, presenting it right in a silver platter for you. Like, this is it, girl. Like, this is really what you wanted, like, to make this type of money, then here it is, and you're just like, well, I'm not sure if this is gonna work out, or I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to do this and this and that, and there's gonna be too much going on, I don't think I have time, all of those excuses are just excuses, okay? And that's what your higher self said. They're just excuses because you can do it. What I'm gathering for what Jax was saying, information like a bookstore, things like that, is information gathering, having more information, tapping in, walking into whatever location you need to go to get like trained, to get more information, to feel more secure in your choice. Okay. Your higher self keeps kind of emphasizing on, this is what you've been working towards. It doesn't really have much to do with what you're doing now, but it has a lot to do with what you've been asking for. Okay, especially when it comes to stability in your life, and making more of a higher income to provide for your family, to help you get that perfect life that you've been wanting. Okay, let me see what else he has. There's like two energies, by the way, your higher self and this male energy. Ask more questions so that you can feel better about making this choice, okay? How much time you're gonna have to take for this, where you're gonna have to go to get trained, what it is that you have to do specifically, okay? So that you feel more secure knowing how everything's gonna be laid out. All right. There you go. See? Haha, the Tampa coaching seminar, a male. There you go. So that's what I feel like. You're definitely there already, Tina. You've been wanting to do this. You've been wanting to explore this type of option, but you have a sense of like feeling insecure because you don't have enough information. Okay, because you don't know how everything's gonna work itself out. You don't know how you're gonna get there. You don't know how you're gonna get back. You don't know what it all encompasses when it comes to this stuff, but that's gonna be a money maker. Okay, so you're supposed to go back in April and July. Okay, so I would definitely really, 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 really ask a lot of questions so that you feel like, okay, I can do this. Like, feel secure enough to change, okay, that trajectory onto this new job. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Nice. No, she's like, I'm supposed to go back in April. No, bitch, you're gonna go back in April.
Calm down.
You're gonna fucking go back.
Ari doesn't like that. Ari doesn't like your tentativeness.
Yeah.
Tentativity. Ari wants you direct.
Direct energy. You're welcome, Tina.
And now we have Mahala. Let me check. Is that the last person? Yep. So Mahala, I actually had a vision for you like just a few seconds ago, and it was really cool. So I'm not a crystal expert. I'm not one of those people that knows everything about crystals. I know a little bit. But for you, I immediately was like, I was zoomed in, and all I saw was just the color green in my vision. And it started to zoom out and zoom out and zoom out, and it was like pieces upon pieces of jade. And if I remember correctly, jade represents healing. It represents the heart chakra. It connects to both physical healing as well as emotional healing. And to me, it was like feeling these pieces of jade come back together. So I'd highly recommend, if you don't already have one, getting some. But all these pieces of jade coming back together metaphorically, meaning you're going through this serious self-healing process right now. It's like on the forefront of your consciousness constantly. And in this healing, though, the thing about it, it's not just about you healing yourself so that you feel better. It feels like once it all came together, there was like green electricity building up in the pieces of jade. And it was like it was charging and charging and charging. And then it was like this vision of you walking around to other people, and it was like they were struck by your lightning, this lightning of like love, healing energy. So to me, it's like you have a strong empathy naturally and a really strong healing ability. And it feels like that needs to be spread out to the earth. So finish and conclude this quest to heal whatever part of yourself you're focused on so much right now, and understand that the benefits and the side effects of that are affecting like the collective around you, striking them all with this green love lightning. So anyways, it's really bizarre looking, but yeah, it's super intense. It's all about healing right now.
I'm picking up personally that similar to I think Leah or similar to who I spoke to earlier, you are like expanding forth. I don't even want to say superpowers. If anything, like to you, I don't know where you're from, especially energetically, but like superpowers to you are like normal powers. And it's like your energy field is like a broadband connector to higher realms of existence. So I'm really interested where Jupiter is in your chart, because you facilitate people's evolution. So there's ugly parts of people, and if they have ugly parts in them, that's also going to expand. So it could be, when you're around people, like the ugliest parts of them can come out, or the most beautiful parts of them can come out. It doesn't discriminate. It's just going to expand. So keep that in mind, because you're connecting so collectively into each and every single evolution and awakening people are going through, that this could really make you feel like you're going crazy. But it's like, the way I see it is like it's evolving your energy out so that people who incarnated in your soul group can come to you and like take each ability from you. Yeah. And it's like you're teaching them and calibrating them as they take it. And it's like you're like the mass mega board. You have all the abilities, and you're going to be connecting with people who have like more specific ability. Let's say you're an avatar, you master all the elements. You're going to be meeting master water benders and teaching them water techniques. And then fire benders are going to be coming and teaching you techniques, and you're teaching them techniques. But it's like you're feeding your soul group, specifically your Saturn sign and your North Node soul group. So congratulations. Super badass.
Nice. All right, Mahala, let me see.
Oops.
Okay, so you have a lot of guides, by the way. All right, so one of your guys specifically stepped in, and he was kind of like cloaked in like black, but with kind of like stars around him. This is kind of like a like, you remember black absorbs, right, light, but because there's stars in it, there's light already within the black. So it feels like what he's trying to explain with this the way that he's looking is that that's what you are, where you absorb, even though you absorb people's energy when they come into contact with you, there's still light within you, therefore you're assisting them in seeing their own light, especially if it's someone who is really like you deal with a lot of people who are depressed, a lot of people who have anxiety issues, a lot of people who feel like they're the outsiders, okay? You might feel this way too, and that's why you're kind of like dealing with the same thing, because you've mastered, or you're gonna master this emotion. You're gonna master the way that you feel, that you're gonna bring people into understanding that, hey, even though you felt like an outsider your entire life, there's still, you know, a lot that you can do on this planet, you know. And so it feels like there's definitely like you teaching people how to overcome certain obstacles, emotional obstacles, mental health obstacles, things like that. Anything that makes them feel like they're not a part of a society, anything that makes them feel like they're not loved, anything that makes them feel like they're the outsiders, okay? Things like that happen because you yourself have gone through the same thing. Even though you had a lot of love in your life, a lot of like kind of like a support system, especially with like, I feel like there are a lot of feminine energy around you, a lot of beautiful expressive energy, I would say, like feminine, you still felt there's something missing, or there's something that you don't understand about yourself, why you're here, things like that. And so you attracted the same people, okay? That's your soul group. So you overcoming your own misplaced perceptions, that's what I like to call them, because they are misplaced usually, and you overcoming your own emotional you know, barriers and boundaries, things like that, then you're going to teach all these people how to do the same. You're going to be able to tell them, okay, you know, depression stems from this and this and this and that, and then anxiety stems from this and this and this and that. And so you're going to be able to assist people in a healer capacity, where you're going to coach them like a life coach, where you're going to be like, okay, I'm explaining because I used to be that way, I used to feel the same thing, I used to think that way, you know, things like that. So people need to hear your story, okay? People need to hear what you've experienced, what you've gone through, how you overcame a lot of these things, because they need that motivation, they need that assistance to pull themselves out of it as well, okay? Even the tools that you used, all right? You can help people, teaching them with the tools that you use in order for them to stop, you know, to understand that depression is just temporary. Understand that if they understand what the root cause is of their depression, then they can overcome it, okay? Of course, it takes time, you know, with anything, but it feels like you're definitely here as one of those way showers, or a light for people to come towards, and so that they can understand that they have their own light as well. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Mahala. You work with a disabled adult. Okay, so then you are definitely feeling, oh yeah, you're definitely seeing all of that stuff play out with them, you know, specifically.
That makes so much sense with the jade energy too, because it was like you're just such a natural healer, and it's like the green electricity thing. It was like you illuminate people, you illuminate who they really are. Like you see people for who they really are. Like other people don't always know how to get through to them or how to understand them, but you do, and that's like, it's just a powerful thing. You have a strong empathy. It's like, yeah, it's like a sharp empathy.
Yep. Very, very, very important. Very important. Oh, yeah. All right. So is that all we have?
That's all. We did great.
You're welcome, Mahala. Awesome. All right, guys. So this week, you know, just be mindful like always. We're going to have a lot of different shit that's happening. Mm-hmm. And if you need to take a break, take a break. I know I'm going to be taking a break because I have a lot of stuff to do this week for school. So I'm just like, all right. So that's all we have, you guys.
Woo!
Thanks for having us on today, guys.
I know. Thanks for coming and sharing this wonderful energy with us all, and listening to our funny jokes and stuff like that.
And thanks, Michael Schwartz, for holding it together.
Yes. Thanks, Michael Shorts, for attracting more.
Really bringing a lot of viewers for us.
Oh yes.
Part of this.
Oh yes.
Both sides with Geminis, as they say.
They call me sexy shorts man for a reason. Or Michael with the sexy shorts. Yes.
Michael of sex. Mm-hmm. SSM, as they say.
All I need to know now is how to time my boners, and I'll be unstoppable.
That's where I come in.
The master class.
Coming soon.
Get it? Coming?
Oh, there we
Sexually.
Go. Oh, there we go.
Pretty sure people got it.
Oh, that's what he meant.
Libra, of course. Like, I don't think that you get it.
Yo, no comment.
Now, last little quick Libra tip before we go. So if anyone ever insults you, like in front of other people, explain their joke in the greatest, longest detail ever. Not only will it fucking ruin like the joke that they had on you, but it will also like discourage them from ever doing it again. Because like you make it a stressful 10-minute deep explanation of their joke. It's the best tactic ever. It works every time.
Do you have to sound like you didn't, like you're realizing it, like, oh, that's what you mean about this joke?
No, I think it's kind of like you
don't have to, but yeah, it works really well if you're like, oh, I get it. Like you mean that like sexually. So like what he's talking about, you guys, is like, so I'm in the position where I'm gonna be doing this. And what he really means, that like what he's insinuating is clearly trying to be this. And if you do that for like 5 minutes straight, they're like, oh God, stop. Like, okay, I won't like.
Right.
That's a great way.
I'm going to use
and
that.
And then, a fire sign is going to be like, yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Or something smart ass afterward.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, love you guys.
Love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.